the morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We are so excited that you are here with us this morning. It's Tuesday, and shout out to all those that live in Waukesha County, because I know y'all had a major thunderstorm last night. So hopefully you are safe, your home is safe. We just want everybody to be safe. Now, before we get back into our dialogue regarding this young king who pretty much saved, I can't even quantify the potential lives that he saved based on disabling and disarming what could have been a mass shooter at another school. We're going to get into a very, very special live in the house guest. He's not new to the truth. He's one of our very, very valued partners, representatives of one of our most valued partners. Tracy Meeks has joined us again. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning. Good morning. It's nice to be here with you again, Denise.
Likewise, thank you so much for making the time to be here. Now, for those that are not familiar with Tracy Meeks, he is the Executive Senior Vice President for the Community Lending Market at Old National Bank. And y'all know I got a special place in my heart for Old National Bank because they were established and headquartered where? Evansville, Indiana. That's how we say it. Yeah, we were just talking about that. But yes, we got Tracy in the building. And as you know, we are partners with the Small Business Empowerment Loan Program at Old National Bank. Tracy, I know you are extremely busy because you're out here making sure that Black and brown business owners have access to capital. So let's get right into this. Now, Tracy, in terms of the services and products, are there other than the lending products, what other products and services does Old National Bank offer specifically to small businesses?
Yeah, we offer the full gamut of products and services. We are a full commercial bank. So that said, we offer lending products, fixed term products for business purchases, lines of credits for working capital needs. We offer treasury management services, depository services. We offer advice for ESOPs. We offer private banking. We offer wealth management. Again, full service, full array of different products and services that we have at Old National Bank. And to top that off, Denise, we have an excellent staff at all of our branches that are willing to help all of our small business owners start new business accounts with Old National Bank.
Love it. And you know, Tracy, I am one of the beneficiaries of the Small Business Empowerment Loan. I've been very vocal and open about that because for me, one of the biggest deficits that I had, even though I had a strong business plan, business model, and just a vision of how my services would further elevate people as leaders and as speakers, I was ignorant when it came to a lot of the behind the scenes that is essential to having a successful business. And so shout out to Old National Bank for, again, providing me access to capital, because otherwise, especially based on last year and the year before, your girl DT was losing her mind. But Old National Bank helped me save that. Now, I know there are other...
Well, you were very receptive to the things that we were saying, though, Denise. And that's one of the things a lot of small business owners don't understand and recognize, that I'm a professional at what I do with business banking, as they are professionals at what they're doing in their small business schemes. So you were very receptive to some of the changes that we were asking you to make within your business model. You were receptive to some of the financial reporting requirements that we were asking for you, not because you were different, but it was because it was best practices in the industry that we get this sort of information.
Thank you for saying that. And I have to also, in terms of being fully transparent, is I would encourage everyone that's listening, that is a business owner or considering becoming a business owner. This process, it was a lot. However, it positioned me and set me up for other opportunities. And so I'm part of a very, very major accelerated small business development program by a financial institution that, just like Old National Bank, was like, if you want to be a part of this program, you're going to have your stuff in line. If it had not been for what Old National Bank had taught me and exposed me to, I wouldn't have been ready, and I wouldn't have been able to now attend this very big deal experience for designed specifically for small business owners that are Black
Excellent.
women.
Congratulations.
So thank you for that. Now, for a lot of business owners that are tuning in right now, since you were just here last time, Tracy, there's been a lot of changes in the overall environment that for a lot of business owners, they're concerned. And so what, from your lens, is the overall environment right now? And what are you hearing from other business owners? And what are their biggest concerns and challenges? I know it's probably very similar, and some people need to know they're not alone.
Yeah, no, they're not alone. Earlier this year, I would say that the business forecast was kind of dim, but interest rates have been lowered, so that's a great thing for borrowers who may be looking at purchasing new equipment, purchasing homes. That interest rate has fallen a little bit. With regards to business projections in the next couple of years, a lot of businesses are still on the sideline, being very conservative what their projections are. So that said, they're not out trying to buy multi-million-dollar equipment purchases because they don't know what the economic and political environments are. But what my advice would be would just stay focused, stay true to your business plan, what your schemes are, what your strategy is, and things are going to get better.
Thank you for saying that, because that's what we need to hear. We need to hear positivity and that things are going to get better. Now, going back to the application process, and I'm going to keep it 101.7 the truth. Again, this goes back to a lot of us have great ideas, whether it's a product or a service, but we also got to give ourselves some grace because systemically we haven't had that early access or exposure to capital and business banking application processes. So can you explain what is the application underwriting process, and what do I need as a business owner who wants to apply for the small business empowerment loan or other services that Old National Bank provides?
You bet. Underwriting criteria and processes are different depending on the amount of money that you're looking at getting financed. An unsecured credit card, basically you're looking at, or unsecured corporate credit card, basically you're looking at an application process and possibly a couple of years of tax returns on the business itself. With regards to what I'm doing, we're working with businesses anywhere from sales from $50,000 up to $5 million. So I can do a loan anywhere from $25,000 up to $5 million. And so I'm going to ask for a little bit more detail. I'm going to ask for 2 years of financial statements, tax returns, 2 years of financial statements for both corporate as well as personal tax returns, a personal financial statement. And that's just to get things started. Again, we love to dig into the financial statements of the business, and that's why we ask for 2 years. If your financing request may be north of $2.5–3 million, we may ask for 3 years of financial statements, and that's not just to kick the can down the road, but that gives us 3 years of tax returns, but actually 2 years of cash flow analysis. And we love to take a look at cash flow analysis also, depending on the size of the deal. So bear with us as we go through the process of trying to underwrite the loan. Most banks do have minimum criteria, but as you progress through the loan application process, they may ask for a little bit more. It's not that they're kicking the can down the road or trying to find a reason to say no. They're actually trying to find a reason to say yes to the deal because you're just looking for more information. I could say no to a deal immediately.
Yes.
If I want to work with the borrower, I may try to dig a little bit deeper into their finances just to see what I can find to make me say yes to that loan.
And he does, Truth Nation. I can fully back that up. Tracy does. He has your best interest. Now, this is the truth, so let's go there for a little bit. There are going to be some people that are listening to you right now, and whether they share it or not, they know, look, it wasn't that I was intentionally trying to ignore it, but I don't have access to my past 2 years of financial statements, or I don't have the 3 years that go back of my business tax returns. As part of this, are there organizations that you partner with or that you can send me to so that way I can get myself ready for the application process?
Yeah, there's a great organization. I'm going to give a shout out to Greg Martin and his team with the University of Wisconsin Small Business Development Center. They're able to take a business owner that has that idea, not necessarily have all the business plan, financial statements put together, and they're able to work with that prospects get them in place so that when they walk into my office or any other banker's office, they'll have everything that they need for that loan process. And again, that's Greg Martin and his group, University of Wisconsin Small Business Development Center. I hope I'm not throwing shade on anyone else, but
no, we appreciate that because again,
that's a great thing.
Thank you for that. Because Tracy, seriously, a lot of us, it's not that, and we got to start being so critical to ourselves. We have to be more just graceful. Because a lot of us, we don't know what we don't know. We didn't have that exposure. Just like we didn't grow up around guns, we may have grown up around business loan officers. So Black folks, we got to give ourselves some grace. Now, with that being said, though, once you know better, you what? You do better. So if we have a partner, Old National Bank, that literally is saying, hey, we may not be able to say yes today, but we're going to at least connect you with organizations that we partner with specifically to get you ready. And then you come back to us. That's awesome. Yeah. That's what we need. And so that is definitely appreciated. Now, really quick, Tracy, because I know you got to go on to the next Old National Bank mission. In addition to the application process, what are give us a few fundamental things that all business owners should know about their business, and especially when it comes to a financial position? Like, what are the things that we should know fundamentally?
Great question. Most business owners, I would say all business owners know their businesses well. What they don't know, like you say, Denise, they just don't know, and that's the financial statements. It could be the balance sheet, it could be the income statement, it could be a cash flow statement, it could be a personal financial statement. Know your financial statements in and out. Don't rely 100% on your bookkeeper or accountant to put together and understand your financial statements. It's critical that you understand your financial statements, because the only way you're going to grow your business outside of you selling more trinkets or whatever you're producing or servicing is to know those financial statements, because that's going to grow the business. If I look at sales last year, if I look at sales 2 years ago and it's been stagnant, if I want to increase my business, I need to do something different. If I'm okay with that, then I don't need to do anything different. So if you know your financial statements, that allows you to strategize and grow your business, keep your business the same, or maybe you're preparing your business for sale. So you're not doing anything other than trying to sustain your financial position. But knowing your financial statements, knowing your financial position, I would say is the most critical thing that any small business owner should understand.
I so appreciate you saying that, because when you look at recent headlines where certain businesses are under scrutiny or even under legal action because they put their trust in one individual who claimed to be this expert. So in addition to outsourcing support, make sure you understand the financial statements. Make sure you understand what your advisors or your accountant or bookkeeper are telling you. Tracy, thank you so much. Again, Tracy Meeks, Executive Senior Vice President of the Community Lending Market at Old National Bank, one of our valued partners. We so appreciate you. We so appreciate partnering with such a impactful and relevant program. Thank you again.
Thank you